up, ladies and gentlemen? This is me once again, Teboha Masakala, Mr. Strong and Courageous Bona. This is all things Free State. Mo said everything you have for racist data. Entertainers, pastors, Bona, everything here in Free State. Like I always say, thank you for subscribing, thank you for liking, thank you for sharing, and let this podcast be known all over the world. Like I always say, guys, this is not a podcast, this is a podcast because we are talking, we are engaging. Bona. Panakakinali, a legendary man in the arts. He's been on Sarafina. He's been on. He's a king. Puppeteer. He's a puppeteer. So let me not waste time. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the one and the only Pesa Pheko. What happened? The guy. The Choboza. Yeah, thank you for coming. Guys, it's been a while. This podcast should have happened last year. Because for someone Torah, then the Nigeria, then the Ghana, then the Australia. How's it going on?
But yeah, no man, I'm happy. What is happening? Yeah, it's been a long.
Yeah. Let's go back and after it. But about you've been on Sarafina, Lele Tukumalo, Onalemo, in the Sarafina. Let me just say Sarafina. Pesa has shared the stage with him on Sarafina. Pesa, the founder, was having arts culture and said,
Yeah, best time.
Hey, and then there is something about the people that you there. Oh, no, for that, yeah, I don't know the former leaders. Yeah, let's go back. Who is Pesa?
Pesa I'm nobody. I'm a humble guy. But if you don't want to know Pesa, I'm committed to uncompromised community art development. Yes, I've got my name in the industry, both television, theatre, and radio. But I'm humbled by the development because I'm a product of that development. But I'm a simple guy from who have done a name for himself and with the help of a mother. So this woman's yeah.
I also understand that your father was also in the house.
Yes.
Let's go back to your childhood. Let's go back at home. Where did you school? Where did you start school?
In the 90s, early 90s, you can go to
Yeah, I only did one grade there.
Oh, yeah, you talk about
Yeah, but I left, but it came to Thaba.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but can say SSR. So it's not the grade that for Stanisha. But can say SSR. Sub A, Sub B. And I was fortunate because my time playing SSR in Memaki. I had never Sub B. And then I come there, go stand at one. Yeah, but mentioning Watsama. So she also went with me. So the name Yamusuju came from there.
Yeah.
The FSACA started Kotaria Theatre and Mamel Youth Club. So everything of mine was just around L section, which is a political section of Kotaria. So yeah.
My mommy, Ukemi Tarian Tepe, and then after Tarian Tepe, but they're from grade 0, grade R to
Class standard 6.
6.
Yeah.
Okay. Then high school?
High school, there are 2 complications. At 2000, I was supposed to go to the high school in 2001, in fact. But I had already had a relationship with the director of Mr Mogotloane, who was a teacher from Tisele to Arutabo, but because most of the time when they had cultural competitions, I would compete with high schools, not primary. So Mogotloane knew me from there. So by law, I wouldn't say I'm from Ramueti per se, because I only went there for a week, and Wangeningama took me.
Yeah. You know, when I come into that, so yeah, but don't have going to come into that.
Yeah.
I just want to focus on your school.
My schooling started from Tariatsepe, from Tariatsepe Ramueti, from Ramueti National School of Arts, from then Zalama, and then, yeah, different practices.
What did you enjoy about your time?
My name? I was a very brilliant child. Academically, sports-wise, I was one of those children who can see, every teacher wanted to be close, but because I was from a poor family, career was no. But I was reckless. No, I was reckless.
Welcome to the reckless. Such like you go around like proposing girls into the job.
I was unfortunate there. That was like I was unfortunate. I never had a good relationship with Banyana because my family was very strict.
Okay.
But because my family was poor and we are from a single mother handled family,
so she didn't want you to go around missing you girls and think I'm nice, get them pregnant.
no, not really. No, it was embarrassing because my mom used to go to school to teach girls about pregnancy.
Oh.
Already we are going to go to school parenting. So I was one of those who were curious about it. Yeah, I had to be example. But Tagachepe made me everything that I am today. Schooling, that's not to teach us. Even today when I'm a father like this, some of the children that used to teach me good and I say, are still even my parents. They still even come and say, yeah, my teacher and last week the beginning was there.
So high school?
I should be most art. Yeah. I came to with when art was not familiar with the curriculum.
So this is overlap for art from
No, from the let's say.
From the let's say.
The teacher I used to with. I wanted to do history and something because I wanted to do the challenges. But what one? Because I was good in athletics. But I got last year. My professional record of athletics since when? Since 1999. Last year. But we will be
24 years record.
Yeah. I wish in Quebec if money can have this. Athletic under
Oh, nice. So you're riding?
I used to. Riding was good. Soccer was good. Drama was good. Art and culture activities was good. Academically was excellent.
That's why your mom didn't want you to figure out running girls because they knew I'll teach our after that team, he will never outrun you.
Yeah. I think my mom was more into academics. My family is from politics.
Yeah.
My mom is from MK, my father is from MK. My sister is from MK. And my current sister is an ambassador to Singapore. My other one was a former mayor here. So my family is from politics. So they knew that I might be taking that route. My mother never liked it.
Let's go back to your family then. The political and the shaping. How was it growing in a political family?
Very bad. Very bad because it made me not to know myself. We hardly knew our father. I think
was he in exile?
He was in exile. He was in exile. He was in exile in Angola. He was in exile in Lesotho. He was part of the Christiani Deka. There's this thing that when Christian was shot here. You know, there's this history between Lesotho and Botswana that we don't want to talk about because it's sensitive. When Christian was first shot, we always talk about the second shot. When Christian was first shot,
So first shot in Botswana.
The camps was in the border of Lesotho and Botswana. In a nutshell, from this section to Lesotho is closer than moving from Botswana and A to Lesotho.
Wow, I need to visit my history.
Look at that.
I need to visit my history.
When we're in Botswana in this section, you see the airport that you guys are excited about in Thaba.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Go to Botswana in this section and look across.
The shorter way.
The shorter way of many people coming from here to Lesotho, to South Africa from Lesotho, it's Botswana. The shorter way for us to steal cattle to Lesotho. It's via Botswana. I mean, come on.
Yeah. You are aware of it?
No.
Wasn't. So the politics, you said your mom didn't want you to be part of the politics.
Yeah.
But did you want to be the politics? And how has your father been away from home in terms of the relationship that you are supposed to have with him? As you're growing, you are a boy, you would like a connection with your father. How did they approach you?
A lot. My older brother was raised halfly by our father. Myself and my younger sister and our twins, we never had a father-in-law because during the struggle change in the late 90s, my father moved. When Lekota became the premier, my father was in the cabinet.
Seriously?
But at the time, was an advisor. Wasn't a person. But I never knew my father at the time because it was the time when she has left. He had left us. I think my father left me when I was 6. Left the house completely. And
Did he leave the house purposely to drink anything, or it was
no,
was
I
he
born
wanted?
all of us, my brother and I, they are all born when they are all engaged. My mom and my father met during political struggles.
Yes.
So we thought the other father was raising us from a distance as our father, but just a family member.
Yeah.
You know, so I never knew my father. Let me say generally, if I could give the time and year that I know my father,
Yeah.
can I give you numbers? I can give 48 hours.
48 hours.
Because when I knew my father, it was 2018, 11th of May, when my sister just finished school, and then because they had already had a relationship with my father, I was already living somewhere else because of my work. And then they said, no, come and meet your father actually, because we had a very serious beef. Because I was the first one to be cut out, yeah. So they took me there, we found him, he was sick, we made a bride, we sat there, we gave our keys to him, and then he blessed them, and then he gave us the history why they separated. And that night I left back to job. And next week I was called on Saturday. And when I got there, it didn't even take us 45 minutes. He was dead. He was gone. So we had to bury him.
So, but at least you managed to see him
Yes.
in a few hours.
And I managed to get the whole story.
So, did you grow up with anger because of
Yes.
not having a relationship with your dad? And how did you deal with it?
I had a strong my mom was a very strong man. Sanati was a very strong man. Our mother taught us never to hate our father. My father doesn't have a problem. There's a song. That's the communication between my mom and my father.
In short, it's called long distance.
Long distance relationship.
Long distance relationship.
That's how they survive. And then with us, our father used to send clothes to Khaye, but he never sent clothes for me.
Let me, man. They are not generous.
Yeah, thank you. but he never. But my father never sent clothes for me. Even when my younger sister was there, my father would send clothes for my older brother and others. But look at me, because I don't think you that I'm one of. Because of the color.
Yeah.
I'm much more brighter than
He was done. Oh.
And then there was that issue of family saying, because you've been in exile, when you come here, your woman is pregnant and all that thing. So with us, the only song we know of, now you're high, there's this thing. So my father used to play that song for my mom. So my mom always told us that your father loves you guys, but you are the problem. So I had that anger from him. I knew that I was my problem, and I'm still a problem, you know.
Let's go back to the art. You said you fell in love with the art when Chariot said, let's start from there. How did it come about?
Let's say 1995, I was a very good athlete, Los Cologne, and academically, there was this competition, the Grand Los Cologne, get certificates. So I was one of those children, I still was feel like the trophy. If I get position 2, I'm offended. Position 3, I don't like it. I want one. So, one at 1, 2006. One more years, somehow I would get in certain subjects, position 3, position 2, but I'm offended with them. We had a brother who was a gangster. If you can tell, but Samuel is a gangster, so. Yeah. So, so my brother owned a youth club. The Strive.
Is it like a theater
production? He was owning, but he was also a kingpin for the gangsters.
Tell us more.
So he took me one day to his rehearsals. They didn't go our own people this way. And Mr. was just starting to catch up. And because I was funny.
So it was around 2000 because I know. Okay.
No, Mr. Patela started in the 90s.
In the 90s?
The 90s.
It was
available in but there was a serious problem.
I remember.
Yeah, my brother was part of
the
and then it went up to the hill somewhere there. So my brother one day, so I remember that guy. I still respect him. I don't know where he is now at the moment, but he was with that guy. But they were from prison. Yeah, and Ali Autiong when the first was from there. For competitions.
Yeah.
And then he took me to the rehearsals, and to the rehearsals he told them that this guy is a funny guy, but I love him. And then on a sharp, because my birthday was on the 28th, I think it was on Saturday. So on Thursday we went to the rehearsals. So on
How old were you around that time?
I think I was young. But he took me from there on that Friday. Saturday when they came to Mabala, we used to walk. Hey, we used to walk from Batsabe Hello across H Hall. And compete here. I think he's now in the CDFM, you know, majority of them. Maybe me and something. So I went there, and throughout the journey he will tell me what to do as an actor. For sure, Yabona, that show maybe to Mukhik. So the lead actor never pitched. So he put me on stage.
It was a time to steal the spotlight.
But I never rehearsed with them in terms of, but I got best actor.
Nice.
First performance, best actor.
So did they give you the script or did they tell you this?
He told me what to say.
So you had to improvise?
You had to improvise.
Nice.
So I got best, my first performance I got best actor.
Nice.
And it was here in Mabana. And the following year, Mabana had a program that they had with Lesotho. I think maybe, but it was a cultural program.
Yeah.
And then that event, let's listen here, Tina Mnumzana, Maria Di Cocker, Omong, that really should up to, but that in an accident, something. They took me to a program of PAD, which is just called Pheko Artistic Development Program. That program is what made me focus here.
Was it the one run by the late Sirat Neil?
Yes.
Developing.
It was the actual program of the restaurant, which was engineered by Bagaret. Yeah. So I became a luminary at that program for 3 years that I spent there.
Yeah. Let's get into Sarafina. How did you begin them sports? If I'm not mistaken, you were playing crocodile.
No.
What? Okay.
I was playing guitar and
guitar. I
was playing those.
Yeah. So how did you get into Sarafina? What did you need for getting there? How did you go about it? Let's talk about the story. The Sarafina story, because I believe that was one of the biggest.
Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah.
We owe that to Mogotloane. We owe that to Mogotloane. The guy that took me from primary to high school was a teacher. So when they did auditions at Parkhouse, they called everybody who has done Nchu. This is level. I was in standard 8. A week in standard 8.
When you did Sarafina?
I was in when I went to Sarafina, I was in standard 8. So Mogotloane took a risk, because like I said, Mogotloane made a youth club within a school and took primary school into a high school. So we knew all of us are prepared to go. So Sarafina came as a pay rather than an opportunity.
Why the pay? Because I believe everyone would like to win like that opportunity. So you want to experience that opportunity. How did it become a pay instead of a blessing?
At first, my sister was doing matric. No, not my brother was doing matric. My sister was to move from the other school directly to another one, and my mom was not working. And we had nothing. So one of us had to step up. So I went to audition because of talent and that I knew I'm going to Ramway to study, but I don't want to study to become a doctor.
Yeah.
I don't want to study to become an accountant. I want to be an artist.
No,
I'm not into that. No,
so for exit life, you solve problems.
So Mogotloane told me in January before the auditions could happen that Manna, you've got talent, and I was in Gauteng, I've lived like this. I don't see you striving here. You're academically good, but I don't think you will make it. So the person that you should be. And then instead of telling me how auditions go, professional auditions go, he takes me with other guys that he knows from outside who are in US and others were doing grade 12. And when I auditioned for Sarafina, really I didn't know what auditions are. When I was talking auditions are on papa, one of them catch. You know, sticks will say, I the catch. You know, we cannot stage 1. So at that time, these guys are professional. They said, you must introduce yourself. You got papers to fill. I went to the toilet and painted myself. But because I was so good and I always liked research, I studied the previous Sarafina. So I loved
You
one
studied
person.
what? From the movie or from the theater?
Both. Because I studied movie, because everybody will go for a cliche that there's a movie. Mogotloane made us aware that the movie was made out of a theater. So my role model, even today, is Jerry Penn. So I knew that I want to be like him. I wanted, that's why we've been friends. Really.
Yeah.
I knew that I want to be like him. So when I went on stage at Park of St. Places, I remember it was 11:15. Because Lerato went at 12. I went 11:15. When I stepped on stage, at this Hormani dates. Yeah.
I know him, yeah.
At that time I was like, yeah, man, I think Hormani won't try that. Because you are not just blow, man.
Yeah.
Hey, you must move it. And then, how old are you? I'm like, Mogotloane said, I must never seen my age. I can't say. When I went on stage, I didn't go and introduce myself. I went and acted. And they looked for people who can act, dance, and sing. So I only acted. And Magalo Mufukeng, Magalo Mufukeng was playing Monate Bango, who's my mentor even today. Asked if I could dance. And I said no. Gemma asked if I could dance. I said no. The lady asked if I could dance. I said no. And then Magalo went backstage. Because by law they could have.
So was Monate one of the judges?
The lady Somizi, Gemma, Cindy, and Gemma were judges. Yes.
Okay, after they said, yes, you have aced the audition, you are part of us. Well, take us back at the first show that you guys had to do.
We were still thankful because we were selected. In Free State, I was the only guy. Out of 1,872 that auditioned, I was the only guy that was chosen from Free State. And I was chosen because of acting. Yes, I tried to dance, but they said, just try something.
Yeah.
And selection never ended there. We went to the market theater for final selection, which Mogotloane paid from his pocket, and he ensured that I'm there. So I went there and I auditioned and I was selected. But they selected me to be guitar. And the 100 that were chosen from Gauteng to State Theatre at Aubrey station there.
Yeah.
I always say station because Aubrey, I would say he's an ancestor.
Yeah.
So when we were in the rehearsal, first week of rehearsals, in short, you will cut people every day. You go to rehearsal today, tomorrow 4 or 5 is out. So there was never a
So
chance.
they wanted the best.
Yeah, but there was.
Weren't you scared?
I was scared, but I didn't know anything. I didn't know Zulu. I didn't know anything. So I was in the list of people that should move from first week until the 7th week. Because they never tested actors. They tested musicians. They tested dancers. So music didn't like me. He's my friend today, but he didn't like me at the time. I remember Brad Dixon and Brad Kelly, who were rich, but they never liked me. I became good in music though during that process, but in dance I was never that good until later stage. So when the final cast was called, that was the final day when they was to release 18 people, and then they were left with. But in Gemma, that was the day Gemma was there.
How many were they for each day?
45 people. So Magalo didn't give me. You know scripts and Gemma they never wrote. If you look at the original script of Sarafina, they didn't write guitar.
Yeah.
They wrote skiing me. No, I didn't know skiing me. 4 of us were Sotus and Panas. It was mainly
This all is minimal.
Yeah, it's minimal.
Yeah.
And now, Magalo, when I would go and they let me see, I would go and say, Mama, I don't know my character here. They said I'm acting as guitar.
Yeah.
Say, read every line. But Magalo every day would use it. So I knew lines, it's up, Colgate, Crocodile, Delayed.
All of them.
So I knew all of them. On the final day, Gemma came. When I say it's painful, Gemma came and the list was given to him. And I was the first name to be called out. But here's the catch. When God is there, nothing will change. When it's your divine appointment, nobody will change it. So Mr. voted me out. The lady voted me out.
What were their reasons? Was it
Because I could not dance. I could not do music the way they wanted. But I was never selected for that. That's where they missed it. So when Gemma saw my name, he called my name. And when I was there, he told the other guy who used to mock me and say, when I was this name is So that guy knew that I'm not good in terms of these two things, but he was good with all of them.
Yeah.
And he was selected to perform Sergeant, which is the character I can give. Unjaman doesn't give that character to anyone, except when we are good.
Yeah.
So they gave me that space there. And after everything, when they said, this is the number of people that are going, Makalo stood. Makalo said, but we are becoming unfair on one guy. This guy we judged on music and dance.
Never judged him on acting.
Can we bring him on acting? And they said, I think they must said, there was this, I can't say that name, it's a last name, but it's Zulu name. And then he said, go on stage, do this. And then Makalo said, you don't even have to say you must do this character. Give the name that is in the script. They gave me Colgate, I did Colgate. They gave me Crocodile, I did Colgate. They give me Sarafina, the same one, the girl one, I did it. They give me, what's this one? I used to. Congo. Yeah. I did Congo. And now, Ngema wanted to be sure, why do I know the whole script? Yeah. And then Makalo explained public. Because remember, Sarafina last auditions were public, was televised. So they explained, this guy knows the whole script. But he has never been given an opportunity before he was after performing my actual guitar, Ngema made me and my actual person, Kolani, to compete for his crowd. Yes. And I competed with him. The proclamation. I made up him and he was fired on spot. So from there, then that's history. That's how I got into Sarafina. Yeah.
So how was the touring? How was the preparation? How was it working with Mongeni?
It has always been good with Ngema. Remember, I was very young. So they always treated me like a child, which made me a good-looking person.
Were there egos? I know well-known people, there are always egos.
Yeah, the way
you want that presence to be felt. That you said I've been here longer than you.
There's always been egos. There's always been egos. I remember my first award with Sarafina was when Sarafina was nominated for Naledi, and I was not supposed to go on stage. But the person
got it for what?
Sarafina got an award, but for one scene. Sarafina got an award for Naledi, but for funeral scene. But the people who act in funeral scene is me, Naledi, and Philip. But I was never allowed to go there. So there was always egos in any production. But egos that were there, there are people who were there with Ngema before who felt like, these young people would never make it. And who are, some of them are fearing Ubuntu.
Yeah.
When Ngema appears, they just run. But Makalo taught me very well to understand that you must respect Ngema, but you must not fear him, because when you fear him, you're not going to deliver.
So how many shows did you do, Sarafina and Pesa?
When we're calculating now, because this last tour I didn't go with them, over 40 to 50.
Shows.
We took this out. We met Market Theatre, Arcade, Hancock's, and Mabati. So, yeah.
So, how much were you aiming during that time? I mean, for example, remember, your family has allowed you to go out, and then the guy who brought you there also triggerist.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure the family was expecting something, because you know how our black families are. They won't allow you to do something if they don't see money. Once they see money, they're not going to be comfortable, because they can see you can live out of this thing. So
it was different.
How much were you earning?
No, it was different. Yeah. My mom knew the arts. She just didn't like me to be in the arts.
Oh.
So when Mogotloane went to her and convinced her that this is the person, they had to negotiate between politics and the arts. So they both are creating the arts. I was never getting paid. My first season, second season, I was not getting paid.
Seriously?
Because my mom was getting paid.
How much?
I didn't know. My mom, the first payment I got was 13,000 a week. And that money went into my account. But when I realized 2004, but when I realized that this money came to me, it was late, because my mom had already got $10. It was the money that they gave me so that I could buy clothes and I was changing the theater. Yeah.
Oh,
I was getting a lot.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into your journey. Let's continue with your journey into the arts. When did you decide to go and venture on your own? Because I know you have those that you have written. Yeah. Like plays that you have performed and everything. Where did the decision come from to go on your own?
It's all about mentorship, to be honest. But I've always made shows as improvisations. I've always went to different theaters and performed, but as an improv. So I wanted to write something, but I wanted a mentor. I never had a mentor for writing. So I told somebody a story. Clementine. Oh yeah, I told me Clementine.
It's a legend.
They were doing, Takalani and so I told her the story. And she didn't listen to me. So when I said she didn't listen to me because that's how you feel.
Yeah.
But you realize later when we started working together, I know you told me a story like this and I gave you the answer like this. And that the answer she gave me, you will never make it. You're going to be a writer, you are a good actor. But to keep it right.
I know you have a festival, eh?
Yeah.
It was around September.
Yeah, this is the 15th year.
Yeah.
With puppetry was a coincidence.
Also.
2009 when I came back to South Africa, I happened to work with the World Cup, which Somiz was choreographing. And they wanted Zakumi.
Yeah.
So with Zakumi, in part...
By the way, Zakumi is the 2010 official mascot.
Yeah.
South African.
Yeah. So when they did that mascot, I was not part of the mascot program. I was part of the legacy program with Lebu M from Lion King.
Yeah.
Because Lebu became my
mentor. There was marriages and divorces.
Yeah.
He's one who's for the divorce now.
Yeah, well, he's a good brother of mine. The one who uses lawyers to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one day I went on stage and I found somebody performing a stupid thing. Sumizi doesn't like mistakes.
Yeah.
And Sumizi didn't know me that I'm part of the team because I was selected via Lebu M Foundation, Lebu M Legacy Project. Because that World Cup, majority of it was controlled by Lebu M.
Nice.
So Lebu knew me from somewhere and they called me from the Thaba to be there. So puppetry became part of me. When I saw that, I knew also with from here.
Yeah.
I saw
He's
them.
the one who does the kids one on Taban Tabo.
Taban.
Yeah, Taban Tabo, yeah. It's found for me and you.
There's a close sister of mine. So there was Bahedile Joy. She passed on, yeah.
He had a role on
Generations. Yes. So Bahedile introduced me to be Dume way before Zakumi came.
Yeah.
So when Zakumi came, all the lessons I learned in that room. When you are becoming a mascot, people think it's a easy job, eh? You just go into the...
So you're a mascot?
I was a mascot.
At one point you was a Zakumi.
Yeah, at one point I was a Zakumi. At one point I was a Zakumi. So people take this thing as... Look, being a mascot requires a lot of medical research. Medical...
Just in a suit?
No, you're not in a suit.
What is it that you don't know about being...
How do you control a puppet? Yeah, a puppet you can control, it's fine. Yeah. But a mascot... Some people are claustrophobic. Some people are. So there's so much that goes into it. So because I was just chosen to be part of the overseers there, I learned a lot there.
Yeah.
So when I was part of that, I enjoyed being around famous people, focus parts, and I came to this stage. I was called by Christmas. Yeah, and Constable Celebration. When I came here, the former MEC, Khotule, yeah. Then Khotule saw me in 2010. But he also saw the programs I was doing in Gauteng.
Yeah.
So when he became the MEC, he called me, not himself directly. I remember he sent, who's this lady? I just forgot, Mamusule.
Yeah.
That woman went to my house and she said, the MEC wants to meet you, he's in Joburg. And then they said, when you go to Free State, we'll give you a job. I was like, what kind of a job? But I hate 4 to 5, 7, but I think that's 4 to 7. Yeah, that's the
8 to 5.
Yeah, I hate that thing.
4, 95, yeah.
But
they wanted to be flexible and do things at your own time.
Even now, I can work 74 as long as it's in line with the committed side that I have with community development and service to the people. Very far from politics.
Yeah.
So it was a coincidence because when I got into Free State, I got here and Constable introduces me to these other guys who are doing conferences, and I was there to attend the conference.
Yeah.
And at the conference, I'm selected as secretary of the province. I know nothing about creative art politics.
Yeah.
So when I became a creative art politics, I became an enemy of some officials.
No, you're gonna come.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But I'm saying, how did it become a coincidence with puppetry?
Yeah.
The guy who was the sign language interpreter to the CFO of the department, which is Johnny Meyer, used to be the producer of DTV. And he used to wear, yes, his back there as well.
Nice.
So he liked me because he knew my name. So we did a project for kids with him. And then he introduced me to puppets. And he took me back to Clementine.
Yeah.
So him and Clementine mentored me for 2 years. And then, that's how I put it in.
At one point, Pesa was on Takalani.
Yeah. I did the Voices of Secret.
Yeah,
I did.
Let's come to Page. The Canada Art Center. I knew he fought a lot for that project to take on. Sometimes you take Facebook and say, give us the name. We will build it for ourselves. Because there was a need for that. What happened? Why was there such a lack of support for the project? A point whereby you took your own money, your family money, and building. Let's go back to the struggle of establishing the Southern Art Center and everything. I'm not saying something.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Motshabelo is the third largest in the country.
Yeah.
There's not even a single art center there.
Yeah.
Majority of us who are making it in the industry are from Motshabelo. We can go school up from management, majority of us, you can go to radio, Kadas, you can go to theater, majority of us. We are there, but we don't have a place where we say, this is our home. But like I said, being political, I knew the involvement of community development. I knew the history of the club. I'm a product of it. And I'm an advocate of that. So I wrote to Lulukumwana myself when I was still a performer. She was the Minister of Agriculture.
Okay.
She actually came to Mabana to advocate for the same center there. And they approved it. But no one said anything in your State Department at the time. So all the time when you have made it in life, people see you come to Zini.com, people see your name in everywhere, they see you in billboards. They're thinking, what are you doing, guys? But they don't know the small things that you do.
They also don't know the gatekeepers.
Yeah.
People are making.
So Botshabelo Art, Culture and Heritage Center became as a fallout of government to contribute. Because specific cities get identified themselves. And at the time, I had almost 875 kids, only in Botshabelo, different sections, doing the art. We had to influence them so that we can influence Ramwe to be an article. But we wanted only one thing, a center. We come to Mabana here, it's in Thaba, there's a center. Go to Blippen in the center, go to Melkop in the center.
It's not one.
So Botshabelo was nothing, but it was deliberate that thing was never happening.
So is it the one that led you to having a fallout with the then mayor Olimulani?
Yes.
Because I remember there was a time you posted with the dog. I won't mention the name. I won't mention the name.
I will mention it, but even now it's there in the car though.
Yeah. So I want to understand the fallout you had with the mayor. Was it because you tried to secure the land and she made things difficult for me? What caused the fallout, Shamsha?
No, the fallout is like Mayor only didn't know me. You know there are pompous people.
So she wanted.
No, she thought when you say Pesa, it's gonna come to you, and they expected those suit guys and everything. She forgot that on her budget vote, she spoke about me, not knowing me. So I went to the budget vote, and I introduced myself to her after her budget vote to say, Meoli, thank you very much for acknowledging this. The Premier failed to acknowledge that. The MEC did indicate that there's a program of Legacy Kiddies Village on that. I'm not interested in that. At the moment, there's land, there's 1, 2, 3. But there's a backup of documents from the National Department coming here. All we want from you as a municipality is to at least acknowledge.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is still All Things Free State. So remember the man himself, the star himself, Pesa Pheko. This guy has stories for days. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. So Mr. Pheko. Mr. Pheko, let's talk about Free State's Art. Let me just say FSACA. What it stands for. Let's talk about the formation of FSACA. Why was it formed and what did it represent?
Free State Arts and Culture Association was formed with the voice of the Free State artists. it was solemnly formed to be an independent body from the department.
Was it representing theater practitioners or every artist, musicians, writers? Okay.
Every agenda. It was a good film.
Yeah.
It brought a good sound to the festival.
Yeah. I remember you guys had programs, né? And then there was one that I once attended in the Thaba. There was that indoor arena.
Yeah,
the
festival.
Yeah, the Souk Festival. So yeah. Then what happened to FSACA? It was doing so good. You had Metina Nunzana. You had other people. It was doing so good. What happened to FSACA?
Free State and Culture Association. I will tell you, if there's one thing that I'm passionate about and that I get questions about all over the Free State and all over the country, it's Free State and Culture Association. Sometimes I even forget that I'm Pesa because people associate me with FSACA.
Yeah.
There was a time when politics took over in the arts. And we must not shy away from telling that there are people who are there in the arts for politics.
There are gatekeepers, ne?
Yeah, there are a lot of gatekeepers.
Yeah, have you ever been gatekeeped?
Even now. Many. Many.
Okay.
But I mentioned names, I'm one of those, Anyway, Free State and Culture Association was formed on the 3rd of March 2012.
Yeah.
Like I said, I came in 2012, the centenary. I went to the conference because Constable called me to come and watch what Free State is saying about the arts. Fortunately enough, those who knew me and my contribution to the arts in the Free State and other part of the country voted me. I didn't go there for positions. I actually hate positions. I didn't even understand those things.
Yeah.
But there were people I knew, before, Kusa, majority of these people.
Yeah.
Those that are beginnings and those that are old.
Yeah.
But I will just be firm and civil. So on the 2nd of March 2012, we go back to location, go back to hall. And somebody approached me to say, what do you have as a vision for Free State? And I said, community and development. Do you want to work with the government? No. Do you have any interest in improving theaters? No. I have got so much ambition, so much commitment to building Botshabelo Art, Culture and Heritage Center.
Yeah. Let's talk about politics of the arts in Free State. Why isn't that we have one organization? Others could do the subs, but why can't we have one organization representing the entire Free State?
Arts on its own is not legislated. Arts and culture, which is the creative sector, we've got a very serious long way to go before legislation. Art is seen as a pure angle of mathematics and science when it comes to government. Free State is worse. In Free State, you've got people in the department who know nothing of the arts.
I was going to go and ask, why doesn't the Department of Arts employ people with a background and experience or skills?
Because people who must employ people with experience are people with no experience.
Is it because they got there due to connections?
They got there through structures, the same structures. Like I'm saying, FSACA was just a structure that came out of many that has failed. And they made it difficult for FSACA to survive. Remember when we went there, FSACA was made by the department. But for us to revive the art, I remember Tina was voted as a secretary. I still respect her even today. Tina stood out of the whole position to say, no, but this guy, I've seen him work.
Yeah.
So I would want this guy to drive this. But there were a lot of people who were politically aligned with the structures and everything. So they never got...
Politics are a huge problem here.
FSACA was a product of failed academics. Because majority of political artists who were there, who were supposed to be selected because they went to conference, had their own things. They failed.
What are those political
I'll mention. It's fine. It's fine. Let me give you how structured was this.
Okay.
Wayne Philip Santos. I went there. I remember the department had, at the time that thing was pioneered from official special programs and official under the Constable celebrating. In the centers, your Khutman, your Ndade, Tapelo Mutabi, and the logs.
Yeah.
So when these people go there, majority of manga artists, I don't care who says what, Mangaung artists, ourselves becoming gatekeepers of what Free State should be. Before the department, us as the department, because I'm saying the department because all of us here are beneficial of the department somehow. We failed to acknowledge the good thing that the former MEC Khotune was doing with FSACA. Because at the moment, if you go to Mabana cannot apply for funding. If you go to musical will not apply for funding. First that usually put because they fall under the department, which is the biggest mistake we did as the government when we took over. Now, when you go for conference, I didn't know how your conference lobby group. I was never lobbied. I was genuinely voted by people who heard my voice on 2 minutes that I had to talk to the MEC.
So the problem
became people who won the conference were never part of the people that they went with. So the people who they went with were part and friends of officials. So when we came back, even everything that the MEC and the Premier at the time had outlined never materialized. I'll tell a lot about the FSACA. Some of the babies you see here are products of FSACA. Some of the programs you see in the departments are the programs of FSACA. Some of the late programs that you see, majority of them even the department will not say that this money comes from FSACA, they gave it to the department.
So you're saying some of the lack of progress in the arts in Free State is because of political affiliation, like wanting to be recognized by political principles so that they can get the bill.
Never postpone a decision in the massacre. The problem with Free State is that Free State story is a sad story. The creative art sector story, it's a story of failed and missed opportunities.
We have a creative art sector in the Free State because all I see is little groups.
No,
if I don't
factions.
Exactly.
We are operating like a political house.
Yeah.
We were in the 80s the dominant province in the entire country. We were in the 90s in terms of development, the dominant province. What happened to that? We actually need to look into who made a mistake. And if we want to all blame government, we are failing. We can't blame government everywhere. I don't blame government.
Yeah.
Some of them are my enemies, I know, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm one of those. Some of them are my enemies to the point that I know they wanted to kill me. Some of them send me messages, they want to kill me. Some of them send me money. Stop talking, you are making noise.
They are bribing you.
Yeah, some of them, they do that.
How much have you ever been promised?
No, let's talk of Makufe.
Yeah.
Let's talk of the last Makufe before COVID.
2019.
I was making a lot of noise about, but that was the time when the department has suffocated FSACA. And I remember at FSACA was not getting paid. FSACA, we made it. Not even the department that made us to register. They didn't even give us money at the time. They gave us an office, which officials, some of the officials, I can tell you, some of junior officials made it possible for us to print even in simple papers.
Because that office was at the Department of
it was made by the
Bloemfontein.
That's why even when the next MEC, when she got in and said she doesn't know FSACA, I went to the same radio station. I said, make the interview tomorrow. And I tell you,
was it Memalate?
No. No. It was not Memalate. There was an MEC, but it was not Memalate. Memalate was the one that made the decision for FSACA not to be part of the department. But she's not the one that destroyed FSACA.
She's not the one. But she took a decision. We don't want this decision to be part of the department.
Yeah, she took a decision because she was wrongly advised. Somebody went to... There's a good thing in here. I'll make an example about you. Because I also make my research.
Yeah.
The Damasaka, you've got so many books. I communicated with some officials in the language services about your books. I've communicated with some of the officials in the department about your books to say, can we take these and just make P.T. Krell's stories for schools? When you sit at a table like this, some officials say, no, not massacre.
Exactly.
Some officials, I remember even now in your podcast. Yeah. I was in Joburg when you told me that I'm coming. Somebody said, and I posted it openly because I think I was with Hamilton and somebody, and Hamilton is coming here. Yeah. Somebody sent me a message. Yeah. I hope my phone is here. Somebody sent me a message. So you are going to that podcast of Thaba. I'm like, I'm not going to the podcast of Thaba because it's all Free State, but I'm going there because of the content and the reality of it. Yeah. And I'll be free. Yeah. If there's one journalist or there's one person or author who knows me in the Free State. Out of 47 articles I've got in Free State, 40 is from you, 7 is from that Flexman company.
Yeah, the link.
What happened to these others who are controlled? What happened to these others who must tell the good story of what's happening in the art? So I'm not afraid. When it comes to that, I'm a blunt person. When it comes to what's happening in the Free State, we do not have a proper government. There are people, if you can put them in, it's a challenge even now. This is your podcast, but I'll put this as a challenge. Take those who run structures and officials and government. Go to local, provincial and national and go to structures of civil rights structures. The good structure that is happening now, it's Sakai, which is also advising at about because we no longer have the power to fight. Some of us have got families anymore. So take us in one table. I said this even to Leole at the time. Give us one room, get at, stop calling individuals. At the moment, Pekofs is doing a good job. Nobody's talking about it. Because Pekofs is doing the job that the department is failing to do. They will fight everybody. So I'm saying to you, I don't care who says what. The truth at some point must come out.
Exactly.
Give us one room. Take us like this. Take us in a podcast like this. Let's have a round table. I plead. Brad Greg, the mayor, Member Aki, Premier, and let's sit like this and let's get exactly who did what, who's supposed to do what, who's doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing.
So, the people in the arts, in the Free State, so they are the enemies amongst themselves.
Yes.
They are the one partly, not fully, to some degree, responsible for lack of growth of the arts in the Free State. Because I realized that outside Free State, people who are in the arts but Free State, they are thriving. Once they are living in Free State, we have Selosesha and theater, we have FSACA. We are doing a lot out there, How long, according to you, when will the government realize that these people are making an impact? When do you see a scenario or situation where we become like Durban? Because they have a KZN Film Commission, even Gauteng has a Gauteng Film Commission.
There's a film commission now launched.
Exactly. Do you ever see us having an industry?
Do you want the honest truth?
Interesting.
Do you want something next to the truth or the truth?
The truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
So help me God. No.
Yeah.
No, I don't see anything happening in the Free State. Because the problem of the Free State is that the Free State problem in creative sector is decision making and leadership. You may find out that leaders have got good intentions, but who is surrounding the leader? Who is saying what to the leader? If we're too earnest about ourselves, we couldn't be talking about what do you call this program that you guys just did? A stupid program anyway. I'm saying that because I'm financially balanced, nobody will take finances away from me. At the time, I was going to be afraid because they will. I don't care, they can close them. I've got them at the moment. But what is it that you can point to me in the Masakala that you can say the Free State Department did for any of those that you see outside? What is it that we did to the Makufe, the heaven pack that we had? Did we kill it? Did we make it? If you can take right on all the questions I'm asking you, then I'm saying the president is moving forward. But there's nothing. No one will do anything in the department because there's no backbone to face the problem. We all are aware, when it comes to the Department of Arts and Culture in the Free State, we all are aware who is the problem, who are the problems, what is the problem.
Who is the problem?
Many, but I'll mention, it's fine. Look at the cultural, I don't mention names. No, I'm okay like that. Cultural affairs. The people who are running cultural affairs from any office, are they on the ground? Do they know what's happening in the ground? No. Are they competing with the same people that they must be servicing? Yes or no? Yeah. Are we having the same people running the same programs that these people came and proposed to them? And because they've got a voice, they can run them. So we know the problem. The question is, who's supposed to be addressing this problem? Now we're going to be fighting Mema Aki and something. Who is a political, I can talk about the name. We'll be fighting Mema Aki. No, Maki doesn't have rights politically. You can go into administration and fight everybody. Somebody must come and say, Maggie, this is the problem we are having. But as long as we're going to have all this imbizo it's a marketing scam. Is that the case? Yeah. But the case, imbizo. Yeah. Imbizo is a scam. Yeah. Imbizo is a scam. Imbizo today, look at man, he's back in the office. There's nothing he can do. And good people like yourself who are doing good jobs, your jobs will be suffocated. Some of us who are vocal, who are not afraid to say these things because we're never made by them anyway, will be character assassinated. I'm not talking about character assassination because I've never been part of. I became part of them.
So in order to be favorable, you need to say the good things. You need to leave behind.
No, in the Free State, you deal with stupid people. Julius was right. Yeah. Julius was right on his way to Cape Town. Malem was right. In Free State, you don't have to be good or bad. You just have to be next to them. Because when you leave, you are also an enemy. The same people who are fighting others to get their own cocoa, they are the same people who are fighting you tomorrow. I'm telling you the honest truth now. What is the good thing that is happening in the Free State at the moment? I'm not even working there. I can tell you now, we're in Thaba, right? Yeah. It's Mabana there. I see a next to mortuary thing. There's a good mortuary here. Yeah. Mabana is the next to mortuary. I go to the department. It's a west. It's not a mortuary. I think it's a village of mortuaries. The only good thing that is happening at the moment in Free State, if you want to admit in terms of art and culture, it's Pagos. Yeah. And we will never talk good about Pagos. As much as I don't like certain things at Pagos, as much as I'm not working at Pagos, but good thing after Bakare and when that is red, there's a good feeling you get at the department's voice nationally about Pagos. But no one will talk about Pagos because they've got their vested interest. And as long as they are not benefiting there, the same son wrote something about that. But I don't know, as long as they are not benefiting from Pagos, they will fight Pagos. They'll close it Pagos. Mama, but as long as they are benefiting, hands off. Yeah, hands off Pagos. So if majority of us as artists are foolish, including myself.
So let's talk about. I just want your opinion. You can answer this or you cannot answer this. No? This district development that are being held recently. Usually during Makuthi there are district auditions. I call them the district auditions, and then they handpick a few from all other district, and then they bring them to Bloemfontein, and then they perform on that homebrew stage. Is that developing art?
No.
Because some they go, they audition, they only get that platform, get whatever the amount of money they're going to get, even though some are struggling to get it. Do we still need that platform? Just a waste of time, or just the government to be seen to be doing something to be developing?
Yes, we need that program. Yeah. Not how it is. How it was before.
Yeah.
The auditions that are run by the Department of Free State Sports, Arts and Culture in the Free State, it's a scam. It's a money laundering thing.
So before you answer, what happened to that stage trial? No, it's a topic for another day.
I know, I'm good at it. But I can tell you how it came about. Then I can involve the person again there. Okay. I can tell how it came about. I don't know where it is now. Yeah. But I'm telling you, how do you say somebody's been developed? I mean, Kahisho is here and many others. Yeah. How do I audition Kahisho today? 2017, 2018 I'm auditioning you, 2019 I'm auditioning you. When I'm saying Kahisho is a professional or Kahisho has jumped the stage. So that program before it was good. At the moment the department has got a budget to run that program. There are people who've got good things. I can say good things about other people. Yeah. And I can also mention names, but I'll be disciplined. You know, for example, if you could say that Mario, because we're talking Makufe, because that program is a landmark program. That Mario is a thinking cap of Makufe. He knows Makufe. But does he know Makufe only? No. He knows that department. Yeah. So such people will be made negative people. Even to me, they once made him a negative person to me. There's bad blood between myself and him. I would go even to his house and say, bruh, I don't know why. You know, but because he's a thinking type. The thing you're asking me now, it's used as a cash cow. How do you run auditions of the entire province in a week?
Makufa home brew.
Makufa home brew.
That's a cash cow.
It's a cash cow.
For who?
For officials, junior officials, because the seniors will go to the slider scales. But I'll give you the hierarchy of that. Let me be political. Like I said, I'm political. How do you make auditions in 2 weeks for the entire province in all the districts?
And you knew a long time that there's Makufa.
Makufa, we know when the MEC speaks and the budget goes, that is Makufa. If we're honest about this thing, we will be doing what Purpose is doing, an incubator program. That the incubator will happen in October. Now it's January. Yeah. We are auditioning you. Come into the program. We've selected your group. We send mentors who've been there. They mentor you. We take you into workshops. We do that thing that Napo is doing.
That festival.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember.
We do that because with Napo you can tell. I mean, I know about 7 now.
She's experienced.
Exactly.
She's been doing this for a long time.
I can tell you now with Napo. When I was part of the incubator program last year, it took 6 to 7 months. But I can tell you, out of that 6 to 7 months, two of those people that were there, one of them is now in lockout. 2 are in Showmax. 3 are in the mainstream of national theatres.
Nice.
All of them that were chosen as part of the experienced or well-performed things are still performing at Park of Civilian today in other stages. You can tell them income and outcome.
Big up to Napo. Big up my sister.
But we will never talk about Gonabo because we want to fight now when she comes here and says she's not from Free State. And you say something. I say from Kwakwe. So with department, tell me anyone. If there's good thing, haven't get program here home free. By say Botibalo Malfan. What I must say, they say that they don't recognize. Haven't get program by so go on. I was not giving you all to because they're running for passion. You're a developmental thing. But at the moment there's nothing that you can tell me about it.
Yeah.
And they must never suffocate individuals within them for their failures.
Yeah.
It's finally Grahamstown. Grahamstown comes, you apply, somebody buy. Grahamstown applause, they approve you. When you have to go to the department. You apply via the department to say, give me transport. They will never. But the same officials will be there at Grahamstown with their own proposal. Man, it's a scam. It's a scam. You can't develop somebody in a week. Take them to the stage and tomorrow you give them 20 rent. And some of them would even come to FSACA most of the time, even if we are not, even now when we are suffocated and something. To say, somebody gave us 50,000 rent, but here's 25,000 rent, they want it back. You go to Harib, they want to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, you can't cut the CFS against the department because somebody wanted kickbacks.
Give the main festival. But at least it's something, yes, they can introduce their art to people, and even for the profile, like homebrew.
Yeah,
I don't take homebrew seriously.
So I never will take homebrew serious, but they are not serious themselves.
Yeah.
No, they are not serious themselves. Officials are not serious themselves. You can't take a banana into an apple tree and expect it to be an apple. Those are bananas.
After this podcast, they're gonna close your taps.
I say I don't care. I've got my taps open already. But Pamela, I disagree with taking these people to the mainstream without qualifying them to be mainstream. Let them do that. We know Makufa is going to happen in October. What are we doing from February to October? Let those district festivals and now let these guys be exposed. Let those that were selected in that come and performing and let them rotate. Let them go to Harib. Let them go to National Arts Council. National Arts Festival.
Yeah.
Let them be exposed to the other world so that when they come with comedy, for example, and they say it's David Cow who's been commissioned to, I don't want to go to the theater because theater is always a problem. Theater is a problem in Makufa. But if we are to say there's a comedy something here and there's Godfather who's been auditioned in January, at least we know that we've seen Godfather with you. We've seen Godfather in some place. And that we don't put him as a curtain raiser because this is a president. Do what Devon is doing. No matter how small you are in Devon, you are, even if you're going to begin 10 minutes, but you are in the mainstream there.
Exactly.
Black Coffee is going to perform at 12. Before Black Coffee is you.
That's why I'm
so we must call them and say, no. Let those that come from outside with no experience, curtain raisers. And then let this one of ours in the free state perform in the main stage. Where everyone, remember, people go to the main festival. You know there's limo, there's what now,
Yeah.
People go to the main festival, not for the artists who are called others, but for artists who are named.
The main
So
one.
associate like soccer. If you take Ronaldo and everybody, the younger kid who's not even playing soccer will be holding the hands of Cristiano Ronaldo into the field.
Exactly.
So take me, who's nobody, into the stage with him. Let me open it for him. Not for my Kufe thing, because at that time, even the officials are drinking coffee and we are drinking our champagnes. Come that time of 12, we are preparing ourselves to go to our hotels.
They are bringing their friends.
Yeah, we bring the friends and then those complimentary tickets,
They're even fighting for the VIP.
Yeah, those days they are not getting paid.
Exactly. So, Makufe, does it erode the development of talent or not?
No, I don't know. It used to. For the past 5 years, no.
They become commercial. It's been about bringing revenue.
It's not even commercial, we should be honest. It's commercial towards your tourism sector, your traveling sector, obviously, your tourism, sport and hospitality, yes. Because majority of people that come here buy petrol and others. But in terms of what Makufe is, no. You come here, you give Limbele 25,000 rands with the band of 14 people. I come here alone, I don't want to mention the name of national artists, and I give $1 million.
Usually during a budget speech, the Department of Sports, Arts and Culture here in Free State, it's usually the least funded. Usually gets little money compared to others. We know education, we know health, we know they get the lion's share. So, have you ever tried to raise that in the department to say, can you guys fight for it? Can't you guys fight for a bigger budget? Because it's always the budget is small, and a huge chunk of the budget is pinched out by salaries.
I'm political. You cannot. But let's talk about sports. Athletics, when they make a strike, they run their race, they win records, and they show you that we've got records to prove. Artists, when they want to fight, sit in. We don't act. You ask me, when last did you act? 2017. But you are fighting today. What are you? No.
They are afraid because they don't want to step on the toes of people who are opening tabs.
Who are holding tabs, not opening, because they are also controlled. So I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. This is personal, but it's fine. Let's just make an example and leave it. That day, let's take for example, you want the budget of arts and culture to be improved by government.
To be increased so that at least some of the problems they can be able to do that.
You put what we call a part. You put what you call performance. You put what you call the outcomes and expectations. In Free State, what can you prove? I actually think the budget of Free State is more. Let them cut officials. Let them cut officials. Don't cut the budget.
They should reduce the number of staff.
I'm saying the staff is actually shortage. They actually need to increase that. But I'm saying for us to reach the target, if there's 20 rand that goes to the department and the entire 17 goes to salaries, in a nutshell, it means we are working for ourselves. Because only 3% goes to the majority that makes almost 100 out of 20. So let us be honest. Let us make an example of Cuba. Or let us go into let's go to Cuba and let's go to Eastern Cape. You have in Cuba the medical school that says we are okay with our medical school, but we only from our country we only accept 50%. The other 50% is from other countries. But these other countries must pay for their kids to come and study with us.
Exactly.
Let's take it to the Department of Arts and Culture in the Free State. We've got Mabana. How many officials are there? What are they doing? Do they reach the target? Do we have any shows from Mabana that we can say they are nationally recognized? Let's go to Music Hall. So if they are all failing, take them down. Leave that director and that deputy director of them and everybody. Leave all those. And say there's no official. Take that man, give it to the artist. Say, well, now you are a theater person. Moses Luchuti,
Yes.
you've been here for more than 50 years. Take this program, we're giving you this 10 rand, develop Tabanzu. Hauta, develop Harib. You will see this thing will strive. But as long as this money is being controlled by officials, even that's supposed to go to the artist, that 30% is not even going there.
It won't go to them. Yeah.
And we're afraid to talk because we're closing taps. Those who close taps, they don't even control taps. They are just next to the pump.
Yeah. Yeah. This is All Things Free State. We are still chilling with Pesa Pheko. We are about to wrap up.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your journey.
I knew this.
No, this is a story. If you don't wanna,
No, it's fine. I'm coming there. It's fine. I'll talk.
It's still it's
No, it's all free state. Let's talk.
Let's talk about your journey. Having an ancestral calling. Is this something that you've always had, but you've been like procrastinating it, delaying it, or it has always been there? You're just waiting for the right time to follow it.
No, well, I knew I already had that because it's there within the family, and I knew the signs when I was young. Certain things when they happen, I knew they would happen. But you don't choose whether you want to go in or out. I was one of those that never wanted to go. I'm a pastor myself, qualified. I became a junior pastor of Father's House. I became a junior pastor at CRC. I'm a pastor myself, still a Christian, fully. This gift, it's a gift that, back home, majority of what if you read where I come from, because I'm a potent. So how do you tell you what my potent thing again? So when you talk about the certain thing, I think it's my potent. So that's where my family comes from. So I knew that after the calling, but for many reasons. But I didn't choose to really, I didn't want it. Yeah, I was very much comfortable with my life until sitting. And I'm not one of those sangomas. I think you can even tell now. I'm not one of those by limba, so you are suffering, financially locked. No.
Yeah.
I went because it was the right task, and I saw signs, and I had proper communications with them, and I could start now seeing them communicating with me, and also warning me. Even some of the debt that I took in this
So how is it in spirituality?
Knowing myself one, two. You know, your sangoma when you say you are a sangoma, you are very much certain. Like arts and culture in schools, you are a poor uncle of mathematics and science. Being a sangoma, you are a poor uncle of science as well. So this helped me to calm down, not fight like you're you know how I was. You know, you provoke me today, I tell you now. I was never grounded. Before I accepted my calling in 2018 fully. Because I already accepted, but I just didn't want to go twice. I thought there are other ways. But I'm calm now. I make my decisions calm. And two, spiritually I can tell if this energy is what I would go for and not. Before I would go with anything, if you want to fight me today, I'll fight you. Today I'll laugh with you. Today I can laugh with my enemies, those that did me wrong. Whether you shot me yesterday, I'll laugh with you.
Because you can see.
Yeah.
If they plan something,
I can see. I even know now what's happening, which is good. I even know now what they're thinking about this. Everybody's waiting to hear what the prophet is saying. They're expecting the bad things we should never have. But it has molded me, but it has carried me to the point where I was assigned to carry the family and guide the family. So I'm now rightfully positioned can guide the family and gather most of them and find even other kids of my father and others of the family, so which I did.
Yeah, I want to ask you about this before we wrap up. Guys, we're still shooting at Monate Corner.
Yeah.
Monate Car Wash and Kitchen. We're shooting at Monate Car Wash and Kitchen. This is where we are. This was opposite the artificial surgery. They have sponsored us with this baby. The owner is Masiko Khatwa. He's the one who owns this beautiful place. We're still going to come here and shoot other podcasts. So, podcasts to say. So, I want to ask about Saudi. Saudi, I love the 90-10, 90-20, 80. I remember. The content. It was beautiful because it was giving artists they perform to have their music played. So there was once a time when I'm not sure if you were part of that group. They were called the Friends of Cloud.
Yeah, I was not part of them, but I saw them. But I would go and listen. I would go.
Yeah.
They are my friends. They are my friends.
Because those people at one point walked from Bloemfontein to Joburg, and then they met Cloudy. Cloudy came, addressed them, and he went back to the meeting. Imagine traveling 5 days to show support. Then the guy comes, thank you for supporting me, I appreciate it. And then he goes back to the meeting. So I didn't ask him to part of.
Did they really walk?
They
Did they really walk?
But
no.
They didn't walk.
There's what we call media stunts.
Oh.
I walk from here, you shoot me from here to that corner of Dr. Tekiso, and then we stop cameras. It's like shooting a movie. And then we get into the bus, halfway stop the line, we shoot you next to the stop. We are now 2 days later in Winnipeg. No, it was not that. But no. But not to cut short, but that was the biggest time.
So what are you currently busy with, you know?
I'm currently busy with a lot of things at the moment. I just went through a very personal stuff, rough patch in life, which I obviously took a year. I would say year and a half out of the space of public.
Yeah.
And I know that there are a lot of people who want my space and my peace, but I actually put them away a bit. I only ended everything that I had to end. Last Tuesday, and I went to Thaba, obviously to distress. But I'm busy now with two things. I'm busy with the program. We just got a land to take Thaba Art Culture and Heritage Center into the
land.
Yeah.
Nice.
We actually got a factory. We must say a factory.
Nice. Yeah.
So we I am. It's gonna be my priority to try and get equipment there. So me going to Gauteng and other places to try and ask for the outgoing.
They are probably more in Gauteng than in Free State.
Because Free State is not giving a voice relevant.
Yeah.
I can't go to Gauteng and ask for the same machine that is sitting at Civic Theatre, because at Civic Theatre somebody will not give me.
I believe and I know that 20 or 40 years to come, you will have people, you have products that will say, it's because of Pesa Pheko that I'm here. Don't give up the fight.
No.
You know, one thing about a fight, you don't know when it's going to end. But all you know is you are in a fight. You need to be tactical. You need to find ways on how to defeat the enemy. All you know is that in order to conquer, you need to be smart and see how you fight your enemy. So, you can ask our guests this question. This is All Things Free State. Don't forget to subscribe, like Bonda, brought to you by Christy Films, Brand PR Communications, and Japcat Media, which is the production behind this podcast. So we don't ask our guests this question: where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Definitely, be rest assured, I'll be the MEC of the Free State. At the 10 years, I'll be the MEC if I'm not there. And of course of art and culture. But in terms of personal development, in 10 years to come is too far. About 10 years to come, I would have my own theatre in the ground running. I would have my own TV shows running. At least I've got a couple of contracts happening now at the moment, and it's difficult to come back into the place. But I would have wealth to give to other people. I'll be a blessing to others. But definitely sure, the status quo of Free State art and culture, the sad story of missed opportunity must be rectified. And I'll be crucified for that. In the next coming 10 years is my journey. Those who are ready to stand on the road, they must stand. But those who are ready to stand against, they must stand. But I'll be the Free State MEC.
He'll be the Free State MEC. It's not the one I'm going to tell you. But brother,
Yeah, man.
thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story. Brother, you gotta tell our guests and people here. All in Free State, it's about getting to know. It's about to getting to know people and their titles. Instead of something you want to know, it's a guy, it's a platform. That's why we talk. It's not about
the show.
Yeah.
It's about there. It's about you.
Exactly, you, where you coming from, your background. So, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate your time. I mean, here in Thaba, what I feel like is how you made a point. We are really honored. We are really honored. So, guys, this is All Things Free State. Definitely the man himself, Mr. Pesa Pheko. I hope you got inspired, guys. See this journey, follow your dreams, do what you want to do. don't give up. Like I always say, Bona guys, all Free State is shot by Jam Cut Media. Jam Cut Media is the production that shoots all Free State podcast. The numbers are here on your screen. Now, what I'm explaining more, this is where the numbers are. Oh, no, yeah, this is where the numbers are. To hire Jam Cut Media, they shoot advertising, they shoot adverts, they shoot commercials. If you know that's for, let me go to the adverts. They shoot adverts, they shoot productions, whatever that you want, even music videos, they will do for you. So don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, like, and share this podcast. So from me, Thaba, Mr. Strong encourages come out. Ready? Cut. Cut. Cut.